Thank you, Senator Marshall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and welcome to our guests as well. In my humble opinion, the USMCA trade agreement has been the most important, the most successful trade agreement of my lifetime. Chairman Brady, it's hard to believe it was 8 years ago that you and I were in Mexico City negotiating and maybe dotting some I's and crossing the T's, and maybe just briefly comment on, has this agreement lived up to what you expected it to be? And more importantly, what would happen to rural America, to rural Texas, to rural Kansas if USMCA trade agreement, if this review doesn't go well?
You know, I think, Senator, thanks for your leadership on this agreement. And Kansas, like Texas, is one of those states in Tennessee where if you put our USMCA jobs together, they would be the largest single employer in our state, so it's big. I think from an economic standpoint, jobs, sales, competitiveness, there's no question the President's agreement has delivered on all of those fronts. Are there areas where commitments need to be enforced? Absolutely, and the review is the perfect time for Congress, you know, and the administration to join together to improve this and strengthen it going forward. I think the key for our ag, for our manufacturing, for states like ours is to ensure the design of USMCA, zero tariffs on these products, exemptions from other tariffs, levies like 232s, and then the three-country integration. That's what drives the growth certainly in your state, in mine as well. I would say top priority is to maintain that design because it is so smart. It's unique around the world. It's really proven to be the secret sauce in this agreement. So improve it, which means strengthening it. Look at ways to modernize it, including with China, right. You know, but look to extend it longer term, right, because those investments are helping us.
Okay, so you probably went through the stats, some of y'all, but this trade agreement before versus after, America's went from 1.2 to $2 trillion. Ag exports from Kansas in general up 50%. Wow. Because to Mexico based upon this treaty, this agreement as well. So I just did a trip to Mexico City. I've always thought it's easier to keep a good customer than to find a new one. And Mexico's been a great customer for Kansas. And I was excited the great things that Mexico is trying to do to improve this relationship that seldom are reported in our national media, that President Sheinbaum sent 10,000 of her own troops to the border to help secure the border. She's turned over to us multiple drug cartel leaders. You know, I think cooperating with law and order, with security as well. Certainly Mexico's benefited from these tariffs on other countries so they've taken advantage in a good way, but then they turn around and put tariffs on 1,400 some items coming into their country as well. So Chairman Brady, do you feel like Mexico's been a good partner in this agreement, that they're sincere, that they are going beyond just what's going across the border?
You know, Senator, I do. I think they were quick to respond when the President first said we got to secure this border. I mean, shut it down, and we need to address this fentanyl trade. I think they came to the table immediately, not just with proposals, but with real actions. And then as the President's talked about trade deficits, you know, about more jobs in the U.S. and in more industries here, they've brought solutions to the table. It seems to me they're eager to try to address the President's priorities here. President Sheinbaum has developed a good working relationship with the President, and I feel they are being good partners and good faith partners in this review.
Great. You know, so I think going on, there is a deficit, a significant deficit. So how can we address that? I think two opportunities are ethanol and dairy. I think a big challenge we have is rail right now, that we pretty well have maxed out the current rail system. We need to address that. They need to address that. But Mr. Vandershep, would you just talk about the opportunities for dairy, more exports specifically to Mexico and dairy?
Yeah, I think that with our agreement currently in place, Mexico is our greatest trading partner that we could have. I think that we could only expand on that. We have new production coming online domestically with new processors and plants in the Pacific Northwest. We just built a plant at Dairy Gold, and we expect to grow our business with Mexico. As I mentioned before, we are worried about the common name issue, the monopolizing of those names, and so we would like that addressed. But Mexico's a wide, vast canvas for us to continue to grow. We want to keep this agreement.
Yeah, some of the great things about milk is that it has so many great ingredients in it. Not to mention, the good fats that help brain development, the protein in it, which helps decrease appetite. So we think there's a huge opportunity for dairy. We think there's even a bigger opportunity for ethanol going into that state as well. I guess my time has ran out. Does anybody have any insight on the ethanol part of this? They wanted to add? Okay. Thank you so much, Chairman.
Thank you, Senator.